welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tommy. Thank you all for coming. If this is your first time of coming to the channel, thank you so much. I'm really happy. I appreciate you being here. And if you're an old subscriber, you are an old member of the club of this channel, thank you so much for coming back again. It means so much to me. I'm really happy that you're here. Please, if you have not subscribed, ensure to please subscribe to the channel and also click on the notification bell so that every time I post stuff content here, you get to see it. Yes, and please like my videos too. Okay, so what are we talking about today? I'm really excited about this one. So today we're talking about I want to talk about my pregnancy journey, and most especially the birthing of my daughter. She's now 4 months old, and because we're going to be having like a special guest on this channel today, and this is because the journey of birthing my baby, this was someone that was very much involved, very much there. So I also feel that it would have a lot to talk about this. So yes, I'm going to be inviting my husband to join us on this channel. And for those of you that haven't seen him, haven't met him, you'll be meeting him today. Thank you so much. Yeah, babe, you're welcome. Yes, thank you so much for coming. And yes, we have our daughter here. Yes, so we're going to be talking. I'm going to start now talking about how the pregnancy and everything went. First of all, I want to, for those that might not know, I want to state that we got married in July 2021. That was last year. And then after the marriage, I think sometime in September. Yeah, sometime in September, I think. Then we discovered that, okay, I'm pregnant, or I was pregnant. And then that was the beginning of this journey. So yes, I wouldn't be talking so much about the discovery, or do I talk about it?
No, it's not necessary.
Yes. So but then it was something that wasn't so dramatic. You know, I just felt I was beginning to feel sick, and then we're like, okay, let's do the test. And then we got the test done, and that was how, you know, the discovery came about. So it wasn't dramatic. So yeah, it wasn't so dramatic. It was just that, you know, just doing the test and then discovering that I was pregnant. Nothing much, nothing dramatic about it. And yes, after I got pregnant, or after we discovered that I was pregnant, I became really sick. It's just as if the moment you discover, the moment you know, the moment you were sure about this thing, that yes, this is pregnancy, I became really sick. I couldn't come out of the room, out of the house for like days. It was so bad. First trimester was really bad for me. But after that, the remaining of the journey was pretty much smooth. I wouldn't say there was so much of any problems. Yeah, so we already discovered that I was pregnant in Nigeria, and then I moved over to Finland. Now, coming to Finland, you have to do all your registration, that is imputing yourself into the population system and all of those things. They are really very organized people, actually. So the moment all that is done, I went to the hospital, saying that I'm pregnant. They did all their tests, confirmed that you're pregnant, and then immediately I was assigned a personal nurse, like that would check, you would work with all through your pregnancy journey. I had the appointment like frequently. At some point it became like every 2 weeks. Initially it was like every month. At some point it became like every 2 weeks, then I think every week too, depending on, like, the moment you're progressing, that's how the intervals become shorter. So yes, I was assigned a personal nurse, and then you have your appointment time, that's to Neovola, that is the maternity clinic. And yes, I must really say that they were really nice. It was a beautiful experience. I have a very great nurse. She speaks good English. For those that might be thinking about a language barrier, there was no language barrier whatsoever. She's really good, and she was really nice. So yes, all through the appointments, every time, everything was always normal and perfect. Because I came in like early in pregnancy, so I had my what's the name? I think I've forgotten. There's this complete test they do, like full test of the baby inside it, where the kidneys are checked, the lungs, the heart, the bones, the head. Yeah, I believe you have an idea of what I'm talking about now. I've forgotten the name. Yeah, so that was done also. Everything was just perfect. And yes, I need to also state that all of these appointments to the hospital, you don't pay. It's free. You don't pay. Even when you're to meet, like, you have a special doctor's appointment, like maybe because of something needs to be checked specially, it's still free. So that was it. All the appointments was done. And then you're also going to, we also had like a pre-birthing class where your thoughts, some techniques, breathing, all of those things, and also what you should come with. You don't even need to come with anything to the hospital. Like, you come with nothing. You're not supposed to come with anything, baby clothes, baby anything, nothing. You can come just with your card, and that's all. Everything's provided. Diaper for you, diaper for the baby, pad for you, everything, every single thing, pants, disposable pants, everything is provided. So you're supposed to come with nothing. You're not supposed to even wear like clothes from outside or anything. So yes, everything is part of it. And then great staff, great everything. Now, where you're going to also birth, or the birthing center, like where I also birth the baby, is different from the maternity clinic where you go. So the birthing was in the main hospital. Yeah, so that was where I gave birth to my daughter, at the main hospital. And you already, like, they have your information already. Everything is done automatically and everything. Now to the birthing, great staff. The midwife that attended to me was great. She was really supportive. She was really nice. Even after birthing the baby, while we stayed in the hospital we stayed for like 2 days. We left on Monday. She was born on Saturday. So more like full day was Sunday. Yeah. So even that hospital, all the staff, really great. They give you breakfast, lunch, dinner, and also snacks in between, yogurt and everything. They are really nice. They were really nice to me. My experience was actually nice. And after birthing of the baby, like after, the bill was also really cheap. I think I got a bill of about 140 something euros. That was really cheap, really cheap. So that's it. It's not so expensive. It was good. First class, first grade treatment. All the machines, everything perfect. They are really good. And then it's really also very affordable. It was really affordable. It was really cheap. Everything was just beautiful. So yes, this was my experience birthing my baby here in Finland. Euvascular, to be precise. Actually, everything was perfect. Yes, now to the birthing of our daughter. Okay, that was on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, right?
No, you've forgotten to add that the pregnancy journey actually started in Nigeria.
Yes.
And at some point along the line,
you like
you needed
louder?
to. Yeah. So at some point along the line, you needed to move to Europe. So so the journey was intercontinental.
Yeah. Yes, actually, I know that, or we know that I was pregnant, like while I was already still in Nigeria.
And by this time, you were already preparing to travel.
Sure. Yes, so. Actually. The pregnancy wasn't actually even planned, because for some that know, or if you don't know, I'm actually a student still. Yeah, I'm doing my master's in Finland. So, and I knew that I was coming to do my master's soon while we got married. So we didn't plan to get pregnant, but then of course, it's a blessing after all. Yeah. So yes, that's it. I got pregnant. We knew that I was pregnant while we're still in Nigeria. And then we came over here to Finland. So yes, the birthing of
The baby.
The baby, yes.
Beautiful.
It was on Saturday morning. That was the 9th of August. 9th of April.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, the 9th of April.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just woken up that morning, and there was this.
Did you sleep fully? Did you sleep even in the night?
No, I
You woke up
slept.
quite late, quite early in the morning. And you were
Yeah,
having pains
I
or
woke
something
quite
like that.
early. Yes, I think the contractions were beginning to start, but it was like still very little.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Building up.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So waking up, what woke me actually? I woke up that morning, and then I felt this like poof. That's exactly what I would describe it as. Like this, it was a poof. Yeah, from inside of me, and then at the sound of that, there was like water on the bed, like something burst. Basically, that's how it felt, like the poof, like something burst. And so there was water on the bed, and I think I started to bleed a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I started to bleed a little and all that. We're like, okay, this must be show or something, or maybe the plug, the mocha plug or something. Okay, so we're like, this is good to go. Or she wants to sleep. This is good to like go to the hospital, and then and actually, I had done I think about 2 or 3 scans. One of the scans had the 9th of April as the due date, and this was the 9th of April. So it was like around the due date, actually, obviously. So we went to the hospital that morning. On getting there, they examined me and all of that, and they were like, okay, you've not started to dilate. It's still fine. You can like still go home, but if you want to stay also, you can still stay. They checked the baby's heartbeat and all of those things. They did all those things, what they're supposed to do. And then like everything is fine. Yes, it's looking like something's beginning to want to start, but like nothing much actually as at now. So you can go home if you want, or you could also stay. And then we decided that okay, we would go home because we didn't want to start accumulating bills. And then yes, that was it. Went home. By the time we went to the hospital that morning, it was like past 5 a.m. So we left there like maybe 7 or so.
Yeah.
So we went back home that morning. It was really snowy. Like it was still snow. Like everywhere was still filled with snow. So it was really cold. We got back home, and then it was still manageable up until like around 9. The contractions were getting like bad. It was just going from bad to worse. It was as if as the moments were going, it was getting bad and bad. And actually, by the time we left the hospital earlier, they had told us to come back the next day, which was a Sunday. So we were like, okay, we'll manage this in the house. We were just there trying everything that we could do. Honestly, it's not funny or more. It's really not funny. But then, yeah, that was it. We, kept pushing through it, trying to use whatever ice pack. Heated water pack on the waist, trying to do some massage. I was trying to get some sleep. Yeah.
Everything.
Using the shower. Yeah, I think at this point you should have something to say because I think you were the one that was really into the moment at this time because I lost myself basically at all of those moments.
I think basically you've highlighted almost everything that we're doing. Of course, it was a whole different struggle because everything had changed at this time, and
yeah,
we were contemplating: should we call the hospital? Should we continue like this? And but the point about calling the hospital was, if we call them, are we not still going to hear the same thing? I think at one point we tried to call. Did we even try? No. Okay, no, we didn't call it. But I wanted to call anyway because, man, I was getting worn out. Because it was my first experience. Never had anything like this before. So at one point it was like, God. In fact, to be honest, I had to pray and say, God, I don't want this to get to another night because I'm going to die. The stress was already telling on me. And
oh, really?
At every point, you were rushing into the shower now. Please put water here, put water on my waist, and it was quite quite an experience, one of its kind. So it went on like that, trying to just manage the pain as much as we can, because if if we called the hospital, they had already told us to come the next day. So at this point, we felt like, oh, nothing's going to change. But yeah, then we kept on managing it at home, and until I think it was about evening, about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. When it got much more severe. And at this point, we're like, no, we can't continue in the house anymore. I think we should go to the hospital and see what's going to happen. So we called. And then they asked the basic questions. Yes, we called.
Okay, at this point, I didn't even remember myself anymore. I think the only thing I could remember so much was the only thing I could remember so much was that we like because when we went to the hospital in the morning, we were like, you need to eat. It used to like get so bad. It was beginning to get like so bad. It was getting worse. It was so difficult to cope. And then they had told us in the hospital earlier in the morning that ensure you eat. Like, regardless of how you feel, eat because you need energy. Ensure you eat. If you cannot eat, drink at least, like have juice or something that could help you. But then I couldn't. I was in so much pain. I tried to sleep. Impossible. Like, the pain is so bad, it wakes you from, you can't sleep. It will literally wake you up from sleep. And that was how it was. It was a struggle. We kept on from like that 10 in the morning. Kept going. Just trying anything at home to relieve, trying to, use the shower, hot water around the waist, just doing things, anything at all that could help. But it's not funny. It wasn't funny actually. So that was it. We went through and through, and then around past 7 in the evening, it got to the. And then I began to feel like I needed to poo. I was just confused. I don't even know what's happening. It was just confusing. Like, I needed to poo. I think I was even at some point, I was even straining to like poo. I was just out of myself. Oh. And then I threw up, like I vomited. That's like past 7. Getting to like to 8. So the moment I threw up, my husband was like, no, like we can't do this anymore. We need to go to the hospital now, because you were asked to like reserve energy, eat, drink. You have not been able to like eat or drink per se, and the little energy that you could probably have from what you had in you, you've thrown up now. You're probably like empty, and so it was like, no, that this is risky. We can't stay in this house till the next morning, as they had said earlier that we should come back on Sunday. So we went to the hospital. My people. In the car going to the hospital, I couldn't even sit. I was just like trying to stand. I was just being dramatic. The moment we got to the hospital door, I couldn't walk anymore. So they had to use the wheelchair to get me into the elevator and took me to the maternity. And then the moment I got there, they examined, and the moment the nurse that examined me, the moment she examined, she was like, "You are 8 centimeters dilated." I was like, "Wow!" In my mind, I was like, "Ooh, this is good." 8 centimeters, great. Like, I'm getting towards the end of this. Now, like for those that might not know, there's a certain centimeter that you need to have dilated up to for you to push, as to have the baby. So 8 centimeters is a good thing, like, to hear at that moment, because I was done. So the moment she said, "You are 8 centimeters," like, and they started to rush. At that moment, they started to rush, trying to get their stuff together. They were like, "Okay, she needs to be moved now to the labor ward, or labor room, where she's going to push the baby, because it's a different place, but it's still very close." So they had to move me fast on the bed already. Took me, like, wheeled into the labor room. And then she was like, "Don't push." The midwife was like, "Don't push," trying to get her stuff. But I was done at this moment. Like, I needed to get that big push at that point. And so I was, trying to still contain. And they were like, my husband was there too. He was like, "Babe, I can see her head, just like, calm, we're getting there." I was so happy to hear that. And then she got ready. I met the midwife, and she was like, okay, now push. I did the pushing, push. It wasn't like a long thing, because by the time we got to the hospital now, it was already to 8. So it wasn't like long anymore. The interval was like 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. At exactly 8:03, boom, the miracle was here. So she came, beautiful baby. It was so emotional for me, emotional for my husband. It was really a beautiful one, but very emotional too. And then, yeah, basically that was it. Yes, I had some stitches. What is that thing called? Like some tears. Yeah, I had some tears. It wasn't bad. It was just minor. If I remember, they said it was like minor, like really minor. But then I had some stitches done immediately even. Okay, yeah, after the birthing of the baby, then the placenta, like everything was fast, really fast. And then the stitch was done immediately too. It was cleaned. Yeah, and then moved to the maternity. Like, is it called maternity? I think I'm mixing all these names, but then moved to like where you would stay for some time. So they check the baby and ensure everything is good, check you too, ensure everything is good before you're eventually discharged. So that was it basically. That was it. It was really a smooth one for me. I would say it was a smooth journey. It was beautiful. It was painful, but it wasn't, because what was so interesting for me was that I didn't even know, like when we were in the house, we didn't even realize that this is the main thing already happening. Like this is the labor, or it was painful, not like you couldn't feel it or no. But because they had told us when we went earlier in the morning, oh, there's nothing happening, you're not dilated yet, come back tomorrow. So we thought we have probably not started the main thing. But you know, this is just, yeah, it's pain, but it will still get worse. So it was beautiful to know that that was it already by the time we got to the hospital, and then the baby was going to come now. It was so beautiful. Yeah. And that was just the journey basically. Postpartum was good too. There wasn't so much. Yeah, the stitches began to pain like the next day, the day after, but after like about 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks, you just feel normal. Like you have no idea anything had happened. You feel perfect, you feel great. And so yes, this was my birth journey. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was worth watching, and thank you so much for all your support on this channel. Thank you for joining this family, helping me grow this channel. I'm really grateful. I don't take you guys for granted. You are part of me. You are my family on that space. Thank you so much. Please ensure to like this video, subscribe, share with your friends. See you next time. Bye.